I am Jennifer Sonko, and this is QTV News, coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thanks for joining us here at the main local business and international news headlines. The Education Ministry announces plans to rehabilitate and open an unfinished technical institute in Kanilai. The Joint Select Committee tasked with constitutional and order matters has concluded a 5-day nationwide consultation on the 2021 elections bill. In business news, we have a special report on QCell's expansion into Sierra Leone. And in observance of Mother's Day celebrations, Fuane Enterprise on Monday presented Nutrilac and Nutribum cereals to the 7-day Adventist Nursery School in Joshua. We hear how TechWall is helping communities as part of its corporate social responsibility. In international news, we hear why a death linked to so-called spiritual perfumes has prompted a warning from one of Nigeria's biggest churches. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Now, the Minister of Higher Education, Badara Juve, accompanied by stakeholders and sponsors on Monday, visited the Kanilai Institute of Technology in Kanilai in the West Coast region. The visit is part of efforts to complete the construction of the facility to promote technical and vocational education and training.
This facility was meant to be the Kanilai Institute of Technology. It was initiated by former President Yahya Jammeh. Construction started in 2007, supervised by the GTTI, funded by Taiwan at a cost of $47 million. The infrastructure is incomplete and has been left fallow for years after Jammeh left the country. The visit by the Minister and development partners, including MRC Holland Foundation, GIS Gambia, International Trade Center, Youth Empowerment Project, Brighter Future and the Select Committee on Education, has brought renewed hope that the project will now be completed. At a meeting with the Minister, Ajande Jaju, Kanilai women representative, welcomes the delegation. However, she told the Minister that Jammeh's incomplete projects are neglected by the government.
If this project was in another country, it would have been completed by now. It is neglected because of the name Kanilai. For us, everyone is equal. They think that the school is in Kanilai and Jammeh is away, so there is no need to complete it. However, since you have come, the school belongs to all of us, and we can only say thank you.
The minister assured Ajande Jaju and gave hope to the people of Kanilai while highlighting the significance of skills acquisition and youth employment.
Kanilai has not been neglected. When the president came, he said he was the president for the whole country. It was on his mandate that I came to Kanilai to see that the KISS projects, the science and academic project, how can we transform it into a skills and entrepreneurial institute that would minister to the development requirements of the youths of this country. Skills acquisition, entrepreneurship is central to any development. If you don't have a skilled, citizenry, you don't have an entrepreneurial citizenry, then you are mortgaging your development. We all cannot be pen pushers.
The minister also made it clear that his trip to Kanilai is in line with the right to education for all and is non-political, and is hopeful that the institute will start operating in September.
This is an apolitical agenda. Education is an apolitical agenda. It is for all, by all, of all. By September, at least we should start. The longest journey begins with a single step, and we need to do that. This trip will only be justified if that institute becomes functional, not by virtuous statements.
MRC Holland Foundation has greatly contributed to transforming the educational landscape of the Gambia by building schools and providing scholarships to students. After a thorough assessment of the facility, the coordinator of the foundation says the structures are amazing, but unfortunately they have been left idle for so long. She added that she will discuss with sponsors so that the project will be completed for learning to commence in September. The Africa Center for Excellence ACE project, sponsored by the World Bank, seeks to produce a critical mass of intellectually talented and skilled professionals that will help meet the human capital needs for the Gambia's socio-economic development. Progress has been made towards upgrading the Gambia Technical Training Institute into a University of Science and Engineering and the Kanilai Institute of Technology into a College for Science, Engineering and Technology for Skills Development. Babakar Sise, QTV News.
Good move considering irregular migration is still here. Now, the National Assembly Joint Committee on Regional Government, Lands, Ombudsman, IEC, and Human Rights and Constitutional Matters over the weekend concluded a 5-day nationwide public consultation on the 2021 election bill in the West Coast region and the KMC. Omar P. Jallo was with the team and he fastened this report.
The tour sought public opinion on the 2021 election bill for a proper determination and consideration of the bill, and to ensure that all opinions in support or not are recorded and considered in the adoption of the bill. The team held meeting in Sibanor in the Fonyi Bintan district of the West Coast region and at the Westfield Youth Monument in the Kanifing municipality. On day 5 at the Westfield Monument, Mariam Jack Dentin, the Speaker of the National Assembly, who doubles as the Joint Committee's chairperson, described the bills as participatory, people-centered and historic, citing the public's input during the consultation. She adds that laws must reflect the wishes of the people, and the consultation has enriched the report they will present at the plenary.
We received a lot of input. The input has been fantastic. I mean, you'll be surprised at the understanding of issues by people who are right down at the grassroots level. And we will try as much as we can to take everything on board, but as I warned, we cannot capture everything. Everything cannot be in the document, but we'll try to shift it and come out with the majority of views and opinions. The importance of the exercise cannot be overemphasized. We want the people to take ownership of the bill, and that is why we embarked on the exercise.
Musa Abba, the Deputy Mayor of KMC, welcomed the move and thanked the National Assembly for allowing the public to participate and contribute their views in this very important process. He says the tour gives the public the opportunity to voice their views to lawmakers on issues affecting them ahead of becoming our election laws.
Today's a public hearing is very interesting. As you can see, the participation was to the max. Both the women, the young, the old, so everybody participated fully. Given that the bill, the questions that were asked were very interesting, definitely I think people have submitted their opinions with regards to the bill.
Mary Emily Gomez, a participant, commended the committee and urged the National Assembly to capture the views and opinions of the public on the election bill.
I believe that this was very participatory and it's an event in the right course, actually. Judging the fact that we are in an election year, and then for the National Assembly to initiate such an event is very timely and important.
The Election Bill 2021 was introduced before the National Assembly by Dauda A. Jallo, the Justice Minister. It has already gone through the first and second readings and has now been referred to the joint committees to review, consult and report its findings and recommendation to the plenary for adoption and consideration ahead of the December 2021 election. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
A 2-day national conference on illegal logging for wood and timber trade was organized by the All Gambia Forestry Platform to highlight the devastating consequences of logging on the forest cover has concluded with some recommendations to remedy the problem. Our Laurie M. Camara reports.
The 2-day interactive session brought together key players within the agricultural sector to discuss key issues affecting our forest cover, the animals and humans in general. At the event, task force members from All Gambia Forest Platform expressed disappointment with the Ministry of Environment and Forestry's failure to honor their invitation to grace the occasion. Ibrahim Kamara coordinator at AGFP, gave the background history of All Gambia Forestry Platform.
Since the inception of the platform, we have conducted several activities on forest restoration, mangrove restoration, alternative forest-based enterprises, because you have seen that sustainable forest management cannot go without livelihood, because if people want to depend on the wood product, obviously they are going to degrade the forest cover.
Answering some of the concerns raised by journalists, Camara took time to clarify these issues.
So with regards to the invitation of the decline in the invitation from the Ministry of Environment and Department of Forestry, well, what we can do as civil society, because we are seeing the natural resource as our own, as our property. Right? The government is just there to regulate as a regulatory body, but the communities are the owners of the resources. So if they are not well managed to the interest of the communities have the right to come up and then express their concerns. So this is what we are doing. It's not a sum of witch hunting. We only invite them to come and clarify whatever allegations are against them with regards to the illegal destruction of the forest. Let them also participate and share their ideas with us. And possibly, we can have a common solution to the situation.
Sehu Janko, the president of All Gambia Forestry Platform, read out the recommendations made by the Community-Based Forest Protection Task Force.
To recognize the crucial role of civil society organization in supporting the implementation of policies and acts in the natural resource sector of the Gambia, towards effectively collaboration is required to combat forest destruction, particularly illegal logging and wood timber trade.
Janko also called for more collaborative efforts to achieve their desired goal of saving the forest. Fatou Toure, a member of All Gambia Forestry Platform and a beekeeper, shared her concerns.
As a beekeeper, I think I need the environment, especially the forest, more than any other person. If you understand beekeeping, you know that bees need trees because they need flowers, but also agriculture needs bees because agriculture cannot survive without the bees.
The Gambia forest cover is declined at an alarming rate according to experts. What is needed to make recommendations and implement tougher legislations to combat the effects of climate change and to leave a positive legacy for the next generation. For QTV News, Lolly M. Camara.
From that story by Lolly M. Camara, we will take a short commercial break. Still to come, we have business and international news. Do stay tuned.
Ramadan Mubarak from Ajib Bank Limited. This Ramadan, when you open a savings account with Ajib Bank Limited, you will receive a free passbook. And when you open a current or salary account with the bank, you will receive a checkbook for free. Ajib Bank Limited is the only Islamic bank in the Gambia, and we share profits with our clients. So why wait? Visit any Ajib Bank Limited branch today and open your savings account, current or salary account, and enjoy the halal beauty of Islamic banking in line with the Sharia. Ajib Bank Limited, your investment partner.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now let's take a look at some business news. On a recent visit to Sierra Leone, QTV's Aliou Cisse explored the country to find out how the expansion of QCell Gambia to Sierra Leone is impacting the mobile communication there, just 3 years after launching, and how people have received the network.
QCell, Salon Pride.
In 2017, QCell Gambia, a telecommunications operator, set out to expand to Sierra Leone to introduce some healthy competition in the same sector. Sierra Leone is a country on the southwest coast of West Africa. It is bordered by Liberia to southeast and Guinea to northeast. It is known for its beautiful landscape and rich, diverse cultures. Many observers and players in the Sierra Leone's mobile business market did not believe QCell stood a chance in what was a market dominated by two major players. However, due to its excellent quality service, deep concern for the interests of the customers, and strong corporate social responsibility, today QCell Sierra Leone is not only recognized as a big competitor, but also lauded for providing employment to hundreds of Sierra Leoneans, being one of the highest taxpayers and the most compliant operator in the country. This has made QCell a household name among Sierra Leoneans, as we realized when we explored the country to visit QCell sites and spoke to staff and service users. Edward Alpha, the Chief Administrator for Cambia District Council, and Masayali Tam III, Paramount Chief of Jibanti Chiefdom in the Bambali District in the northeastern province of Sierra Leone, are among the prominent local leaders who use the QCell services.
QCell, the services has been exemplary, and it has been excellent and up to speed, because as you can see, I'm even using the QCell modem, and I'm also using other QCell facilities. It is very much effective in terms of speed, and over and above all, it's reasonable in terms of cost.
QCell is a very, very favorable mobile company which came actually to lift up the communication aspect in Sierra Leone. QCell is very, 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 very encouraging. It's very economical, and then thinking about lifting the lives of the people in Sierra Leone, I think QCell should be rated as #1.
Babukar Jallo, project coordinator who doubles as the assistant manager for project and logistics, reveals that there are plans to expand to areas not adequately covered as more people continue to clamor for it.
For Cambia district, we know that we have just covered a little area in Cambia, but comes to this third phase, we already plan to improve for another 6 or 7 sites within the Cambia district. I mean, in fact, inside the Cambia town, we are currently working on another new site inside the market that will both improve the networks, the network on that area.
QCell Sierra Leone's values and mission are captured in its tagline, Salon Pride, and its slogan, "We innovate and inspire others to follow." As with its sister company in the Gambia, the company has succeeded in bringing down the cost of communication on voice and data for a country where 60% of the population lives in poverty.
Most of the students now can use for browse, we note them, and it can be so easy for we the course, and even we have the right me dissertation, like QCell might be used for browse on the topic.
Reporting for QTV News, I am Alu Sise.
In observance of Mother's Day celebrations, Fuani Enterprise on Monday presented Nutrilak and Nutribum cereals to the 7 Days Adventist Nursery School in Joshuang. Abibato Sise was there, and she fasts in this report.
Good nutrition is important in early childhood as it impacts growth and development. It influences brain development and keeps children healthy and strong. The food items donated includes Nutrilak and Nutribomb cereals to the nursery children. The other items also donated are aprons, caps, t-shirts, coloring pencils, and recipe books. Representing Nutrilak and Nutribomb, Somanjai says Nutrilak cereals have been in existence for 20 years, and this gesture is part of their corporate social responsibility in giving back to the society.
It was basically just a way of saying thank you to our fantastic clients here in the Gambia, and a way to reach out to the communities, a way to communicate better, and to get feedback from the ground, to hear how the kids are enjoying Nutrilak and Nutribomb, and to hear about what difference it makes within our communities.
Receiving the items, the principal of 7 Days Adventist Nursery, Arnold Sowa, underscores the importance of good nutrition to children, saying it produces good intellectual abilities. He further explains how this donation will help the school.
It's going to help us in so many ways. One, the students will have confidence in themselves. 2, parents will be happy. 3, children or the staff themselves will be happy because they know that there is a donation coming from your end, which will help boost their morale in terms of their learning.
Fuani Enterprise Banjul is the sole importer and distributor of Nutrilak and Nutribomb cereals in the Gambia. The managing director, Bilal Fuani, highlights the need for such an initiative, saying The effect of COVID-19 and the closure of businesses has affected families, thereby retarding children's nutrition. He further explains why Nutri-Lac and Nutribom has become a trusted brand in the Gambia.
We do a lot of campaigns reaching every mom house so that you will try for her child. And after using it, you know, the brand have been here for like 20 years now. And after moms have tried this, and it has been passed from a generation to another, and all are happy about the brand, and we always do our best to improve the quality.
Fuani Enterprise has recently presented Nutri-Lac and Nutribom cereals to Bundung and Bakau health centers. The company has also brought Hero Baby Milk, which is a leading brand baby milk around the world. Nutri-Lac and Nutribom cereals is rich in protein, vitamins, selenium, and zinc. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
Techwol Oil Company on Saturday donated about 500 bags of rice to several communities in KMC and the West Coast region and other parts of the country. The donation is in keeping with the company's corporate social responsibility. And Sumana Isunyasi has the rest of that.
The donation was in the form of 550 kilogram bags of rice to several communities. Lamin B. Bojang, Techwol's Assistant Operations Manager, says the company prides itself in rendering selfless service in support of the most vulnerable members of communities in which they operate. He thanked their customers for their patronage and gave an assurance of Techwol's commitment to contributing to the country's socio-economic advancement.
Techwol Oil Company have been doing this in various Ramadan since our inception, and this is a continuation routine in the holy month of Ramadan.
Lamin K. Jame, Councillor for Bakote Ward, says he is extremely grateful to Techwol for their gesture. He also urged other companies to emulate Techwol in giving back to the communities.
This is a gesture that, by giving it out, it's a blessing, and those receiving also is a blessing to them. So I am seeking prayers from the entire community of Bakote for the progress and the prosper and development of Techwol Oil Company.
Several other speakers at the presentation in Bakote, including Imam Esa Jabang and Dauda Jabang, a representative of the village Alcalo, all expressed similar sentiments. Similar donations were made in Manjai, Kunkujang Garden Junction, Sinchu Alaji, Farato and Gunjur. Ali Hussein and Mahmoud Sise, Village Development Committee Chairman and Imam of all unions respectively, thanked Techwol for what they describe as a gesture worth emulating.
I just want to associate myself with my community in expressing our sincere appreciation of the gesture. Yeah, because giving a donation of this rice at this present moment of the year or of the month definitely is highly appreciated.
We thank him and we pray for him. This donation will help greatly, especially the underprivileged families in our community, and I call on other companies to emulate this gesture. Techwol is a Gambian-owned company operating filling stations in several communities with over 12 stations across the country and a staff roll of over 200, all of whom are young Gambians. Company officials say this donation is one of many initiatives the company embarks on to give back to communities. There are plans to reach out to more communities with subsequent donations. Ansmane Sonyasi for QTV News.
Finally, in business news, we have the foreign exchange rates for the Dalasi against a bucket of currencies.
Here are the foreign currency exchange rates for the Gambian Dalasi against a range of major currencies. Against the US dollar, the Dalasi is buying at $49.75 Dalasis and selling at $51.75 Dalasis. Against the euro, the Dalasi is buying at $58.50 Dalasis and selling at $63 Dalasis. Against the pound sterling, the Dalasi is buying at $65.50 Dalasis and selling at $71.50 Dalasis. Against the CFA, the Dalasi is buying at $415 Dalasis and selling at $460 Dalasis. This daily currency rate on QTV News is brought to you by Ajib Bank, your investment partner.
That is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thanks for watching and have a great week ahead.